All right, everybody, welcome back to Game Related Network's weekly Saturday night podcast. I am Zach.
I'm Adam.
This is Kevin.
And we are here tonight to discuss what we've been up to. First off, to open off, Kevin, what have you been doing this week as far as gaming?
Oh, quite a bit. Played through a few new games this week. First, I just picked up GRN today, VR game. It's a gladiator simulation type game.
Okay.
Really fun combat, really goofy visuals and art style, but satisfying weaponry and combat.
Nice.
Really interesting. We'll have to upload some footage later this week, but it's a really great game. Digging it so far.
Very cool.
Played through a demo that was released on Oculus a week or so ago called Air Car. Really fun game. Adam, I know you played through it today,
I played
it also,
through,
right?
It was earlier this week, but it's super dope.
Yeah.
I really like what they did. For just a demo, it's probably the demo I spent the most time with as far as just let me go chill out in that world for a little bit for no reason.
Yeah. So, it's a really cool demo. Basically what it is you're in a little space car or flying mobile, and you're in a dark, rainy city. It's got a real Blade Runner vibe, and just lets you explore around in free mode, and you can run out of fuel and just kind of explore and crash your ship if you want. I don't know. It's fun.
Nice.
Other than that, I got a program also called Chroma Lab. It's like a particle simulator sandbox.
Okay.
And it's
such a crazy classification.
Right.
Exactly.
Particle simulator
how do I
sandbox.
categorize this game? Like falling, particle.
It's hard to explain, but once you see it and you experience it, it's like, oh, okay, I get it, But it's a real fun just sandbox. You can get in there and play with a bunch of colored particles in different ways. There's different tools and mechanisms you can play with the particles with.
Nice.
So check it out. It's only like $5 on Steam, and really fun. Works great with Oculus and Vive. Definitely recommend it.
Fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Well, as difficult as it is to describe, you seem to do a pretty good job at it. So,
thanks.
You should get a job classifying game genres, bro.
Right?
Yo, that GRN game, I just put my finger on it as you were talking about it.
Oh yeah.
When I saw it, the visuals kept reminding me of something. And I was like, that's what it is. It looks like it's like the gladiator sector of the universe that Brutal Legend takes place.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I haven't played that game, but the art style definitely has a lot of parallels with like the way that the guys are shaped.
Yeah. It's a cool game. It's in the Steam library. It's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
It is.
For the time, especially for the time it came out, I feel like it was a little ahead of its time and a little bit of an outlier for what it was doing. But it was really well done, man.
Yeah.
Check it out.
Yeah, I'll have to play through that.
Have to Gorn. Keep that in mind here and there. Like hear Jack Black music.
Oh yeah. But yeah, that's what I've been up to most of the week. Other than that, I've been playing a bunch of Echo Arena and some No Man's Sky. And Echo Arena, I believe they are starting their league. And they got a tournament coming up.
All right. I know you've been excited about
Yeah.
ESL signups are officially open now. No,
You should
that's
team
real.
up. They got the parties open now as well.
Team GRN?
Yeah.
Team GRN.
Yeah. Hell yeah,
You guys are gonna
bro.
have to rep. I'll join in when I can, but definitely gonna be having a lot of. I just forgot the game's name.
Echo Arena.
Echo Arena. That's
We'll have
it.
some lessons for you. Your boy's getting kind of nice too. Not gonna lie. I think I'm level 45 now. I'm creeping up towards that
Nice.
50.
Yeah.
You know? I've never gotten to like the max level on any like multiplayer on
Oh really?
ever.
Oh man.
So I used to play Call of Duty,
Yeah.
Battlefield, none of that. This is the first one that I'm gonna do it in.
Nice.
So I love it.
Very.
Yeah, I'm getting up there. I'm slowly working my way up the ranks. I think I'm at level 33 right now. But I put in like a couple hours every other day. Yeah, so
Gotcha.
I got to spend some more time in it. But yeah, it's cool to see the players reaching the cap. Just right in the top of the ranks.
Right.
It's crazy to see that community grow.
Yeah.
Always so many level ones.
Yeah,
in
new
the first
players
game,
every day. Every
time
day
I'm
we get
on.
in there, there's new players.
Yeah.
God, they must be selling a lot of Oculus Rifts.
Well, I think there's a lot of evidence that shows that the community's growing. The subreddit has had 10,000 subscribers since the sale began.
Oh,
new
man.
subscribers just on the subreddit alone.
Wow.
And whether that's just people on the sidelines getting more interested in it, or whether that's the new buyers, that's another thing. But there's also been a surge in new user posts, just astonished with their new experience, and it's just fun welcoming those people to the community.
It's funny, you can always tell on Echo Arena because you'll see them in the lobby. They're like, whoa, and they'll be looking at their own hands and shit, and then you can see it, or grabbing the disc, like, there's such a phase you do pass through. You get past it to like take the game a little more serious, but that shit never gets old to watch.
Yeah.
That's cool. You see, Vive had a price drop.
They did, yeah. So yeah,
$5.99.
Yeah, by $200 or so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, you guys must have saw a little something a little late to the party.
Yeah. Yeah. I think they definitely felt the pressure.
Yeah.
Oh, funny note. I don't know if you saw this, but Palmer Luckey, founder and kind of creator of the Oculus, who no longer works with Oculus, by the way.
Heard about that.
It's been a while since that happened,
Right.
but he made an offer, or threw it out there like, should I buy Vive, the company, not like the headset, buy the company, because Vive's, I guess, evidently been floating that or HTC rather, has been floating that they may sell the company.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, Vive as a company. Yeah, so we'll see. I mean, it's an interesting setup, the way that the headset's manufactured and like the whole market is. Like Steam owns Steam VR and the marketplace, but HTC manufactures the headsets, and LG's coming out with their own headset soon. That's going to run on Steam technology. So I mean, there's kind of a different third-party aspect to it, to whereas Oculus is all kind of in-house.
What's LG's supposed to get their headset?
Well, it's going to have 1440p panels, I believe, as opposed to like the 1200 that we have on the Rift.
Damn.
Yeah, so it's going to be a slight resolution upgrade. It's going to use similar controllers to the Vive, and they haven't really released their final model out yet. I've seen prototypes, but I'm excited for it. We'll see how it is.
They say anything with the tracking? How it's gonna be?
It's going to use lighthouses, just the same as the Vive.
Oh,
it's using that same technology. Yeah.
Is it gonna be wireless? And that's like the next move.
Potentially, but TPcast has their module that works with the Vive currently, and they just released their consumer version, like it's ready to go, and it's going to be expensive.
Oh, I bet.
It's like I was seeing like European prices were like 300-400 euros or something like that.
I'm not surprised, man. Wirelessly send that signal.
Yeah.
And track it both ways, you know? And what kind of rig do you have to run that?
Well,
what kind of degradation is there? Is there any?
Surprisingly runs really well from what I've heard. Yeah, like the hardware is actually pretty legit. It is a little bulkier. It's going to add some weight. I think it's got a 3 to 5 hour battery life from what I heard. I have heard some issues with audio transmission, but as far as the experience goes, I've heard it's pretty solid in terms of this, like, maintaining tracking and refresh rate and clarity, visuals.
Gee, this VR shit. When's Nintendo gonna jump in, bro?
Hopefully soon.
They have.
Yeah,
But,
I'd love to see him in.
Yeah, love to see a Nintendo headset in my possession one day soon.
Oh, I keep hearing about that Mario Kart VR over in Japan.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm hearing how people are just blown away with it. I want to do that, but I'm not. I'm going to Japan to see my brother at some point, but
Nice.
by then that's just going to probably be old news. You know what I mean? I want to play that.
Well, we'll see. I mean, it's licensed. It's they've specifically licensed it for those arcades. It's not really like available in the States anywhere. Right?
Yeah.
So like, dude, if you go out there anytime, you gotta check it out.
Oh, I'm telling my brother, like, we're racing, bro.
Yeah.
Yep.
You and me in the Mushroom fucking Kingdom. Let's go. That's happening, man.
So, yeah, definitely should be exciting to see LG get in on the VR game.
Yeah.
Definitely excited to see if Nintendo's going to, and if they do, I'm absolutely going to do that for sure, and definitely going to try and get an Oculus Rift as well, because
Oh, you're
there's
getting
just
one.
so many experiences that that are available that you guys keep on being able to talk about, that, you know, every week, new games, new VR games, new experiences, every time new demos and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's crazy. It's growing fast.
Yeah.
And, it's exciting. I don't know. I mean, I think the rate of adoption is, I don't know. I don't want to speculate because I don't have the hard numbers to reference or anything, but I don't know. I think it's growing, at least in terms of like the public eye and the representation and people understanding it and getting to experience it.
Yeah. I do even believe that when it finally launched with the PlayStation VR, it did better than a lot of people were expecting to. I believe, you know, like it already has over 1 million units sold. That's huge.
Yeah.
That's a big deal. So, you know, it's all uphill from here, it seems like to us. So.
Yeah, I agree.
Very good stuff. So let's see, Adam, what about you? What have you been playing this week?
So, I mean, first and foremost, Madden came out yesterday.
That's right. I saw you playing it online.
Yeah. I was getting a little acclimated for it, or to it. Getting a little acclimated to it. Very fun so far, man.
Nice.
Looks incredible. I played it first on the 4K joint downstairs. Oh my God.
Okay.
There's times, man. This is the first time where it's like, yo, this game, it looks phenomenal. New Frostbite engine was a good move. But then visually and gameplay wise, it's a little different. It's a little tighter, a little more realistic, I would say, as far as the movement goes.
Okay.
So overall, it's a good move, but more visually than anything for this so far. But yeah, I've been doing that. I've been getting my Echo Arena flicks in the VR spectrum. What else? This is Echo Arena.
It takes up a lot of time on its own.
It really does, man. It really does. And then other than that, man, just getting into, you know, our video editing, stuff like that. So I spent a little more time with that. But yeah, man, it's been pretty one-track week for me, gaming-wise, till Madden came out.
Yeah.
And I imagine for the near future, my gaming time is probably going to be flipping between, you know, Echo Arena and Madden for a minute. Project Cars 2 is coming out soon, though. You know, I had a brief conversation with you about that. I think that's next month. Pre-ordered that. That is going to be a cool experience, especially in VR. I can't wait for that. But
yeah, that's exciting.
Kind of focusing on, and this is an idea I'm kind of having for the channel. Maybe we can kind of live brainstorm this a little bit, but I'm thinking of having like a competitive gaming side, you know, just whatever we get into competitively, kind of chronicle it through that aspect of that little channel of.
Oh yeah, why not?
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's because I feel like between Madden, Project Cars, and Echo Arena, they're all ESL games.
Yeah.
Might as well sign up, try to get nice at all of them. I don't know about Project Cars because I'm not really like that scientific about car vehicles and aerodynamics and stuff, and some of the setups. Like my dad used to play a lot of those like simulation NASCAR games on PC.
Nice.
And I will watch, like, most of the time he spent on that game, it seemed like, was with the settings. Just playing with them and changing the camber, changing the chassis, this, that. And I'm like, it's not fun to me. It's too much.
I mean, the sim life, it's a whole nother life, man. I don't know. I've looked into building like a cockpit sim for Elite Dangerous, but it's an investment and
Word?
Yeah.
Like, how would you build it? Like, what?
Well, I mean, it's like, you know, starting with like a bucket seat of some sort, and then, you know, getting the base shaker and potentially, you know, foot pedals, but mounting my HOTAS and
like the chair.
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of getting it set up like that, because I currently play with my office chair and my throttle and stick on the desk, which is works. It's fine, but it would be so nice and really immersive to have that. You know, the solid setup like that. I don't know.
No, I agree, bro.
Immersion.
I'm like that. I'm the same way. I have dreams of having the ultimate just set up for like having the racing wheel / cockpit thing where you can have both set up and have the. Man, that's got to make it so much more immersive, especially because your hands are in the right place to match where they are in VR. Yeah. Your feet can be, you know, like.
No, well, and it's huge in Elite because the throttle and joystick are modeled off of the same joystick I have. It's the X52.
Gotcha.
So like the buttons are very similarly mapped, and it's pretty close already, you know. But it would be nice to have it right on point.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, I remember being really impressed. I mean, I got mine, but it's not anywhere close.
Well, I got them for Elite Dangerous, and I've put them to work.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, you told me how much time you spent with that game, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's the idea. If you're gonna invest that much into something like that, you better be playing the game enough.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah.
totally worth it if you're willing to put the time aside to play
Yeah.
a game that much. And who doesn't love games that much?
Totally. No, and I mean, the game, just kind of as an aside for Elite Dangerous, so just a little ode to Elite here.
An ode.
There's so much that you can really make it your own. And I use a program also called Voice Attack that lets me give voice commands through my headset.
Nice.
And I have a voice pack with William Shatner doing custom lines. So he's my ship's AI voice.
Oh my God.
And I give my ship commands and William Shatner responds. And I don't know. I didn't know this is something I could have in my life, and I didn't know it's something I wanted and that I needed. But it is truly one of the most satisfying gaming experiences I've ever had. Just flying through the solar system and the Milky Way. Having William Shatner, power my ship.
Don't you listen to podcasts too?
I do, yeah. I listen to podcasts, or I listen to music in the background, and it's great. I mean,
wow.
I'm gonna get into that with you eventually, man.
Yeah, I was gonna say
yeah.
this is called Elite Dangerous.
Elite Dangerous,
This
yeah.
is the first time I'm hearing about it.
Oh,
so,
okay,
yeah,
sure.
This sounds pretty gnarly.
It's a good game. It's on PS4.
Word.
They did. Last I heard, they're not bringing it to PSVR because limitations of the hardware. They just couldn't get it to run to their standards. But it is on PS4 and awesome to play with. My brother just got into it and kind of helping him learn the ropes.
Nice.
It's got a learning curve, but it's a really, really awesome space sim. A lot to do. Space trading, combat, bounty hunting, exploration, customize your ship. And there's a lot of fun stuff. They're coming out with their 2.4 update soon. The beta is in the works right now. And it's they're bringing aliens into it. I mean, the aliens have been there for a while in the last update, but there's going to be some more content coming, I guess.
Excellent. All right.
Yeah.
Sounds fun. I'm probably gonna wait until I get a PC to do that so I can have it in VR, because that sounds like an experience worth having in VR.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah.
But GRN Space Pirate Crew.
GRN Space Pirate Crew.
Ooh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We could. Oh, wait a minute. Chronicle.
Oh yeah. We'll
I'll
have to
chronicle this.
Space log.
Yeah, we could all be in character, make it episodic. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Space Pirate. All right. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right.
What have you been up to this week, bro?
Well, before I get into it really quickly, I do want to mention your, let's see, the competitive side of things that you were talking about with, Echo Arena and all these games that we want to play competitively. And, just really quick to throw it out there, super down for that. I do want to do a little Overwatch related stuff as far as the channel goes at some point, because I do play a lot of it. But
Smash.
That was the other one I was going to bring up. Super Smash Bros. For Wii U. Holy hell.
Oh, yeah.
You haven't seen me play yet.
No, I have not. Is
well,
that,
we're going to have to play
Fortes?
sometime.
Bro, it's ridiculous. Don't let me fucking Mario. You'll hate him. You'll fucking hate him. You'll fucking hate him.
I believe you.
I still owe you several ass whoopings of several games for what you did to me.
Yeah, we got to play a bunch of your
God.
fighting games to even it out, Tekken and Injustice and what have you.
So wrong.
But yeah, my mains are Mario and Villager on Smash 4, and they are glorious. I love them. Love
Right
them.
on.
But I think there's going to be a tournament at Chiba Hut in a month or so.
We shall chronicle this. That's what we got to do when any of us get into a tournament. We got to straight up document it. You know what I mean?
Sure
Make
thing.
it a thing. Just boom. So we'll have coverage of Zach's outing.
Yep.
The Chiba Hut tournament.
Yep, we'll request it
sounds
off
good.
and right.
The Chiba Hut tournament.
Chiba Hut Super Smash Bros. Tournament.
Jesus.
Holy crap. But yeah, okay, so just wanted to throw that out there for the crew. And as far as my week goes, firstly, I've played a little bit more Hellblade, so I'm getting
Okay.
closer to the end of that. It's quite the experience. It is definitely an indie game dressed as a AAA or, AA game,
Gosh.
which I'm totally okay with. It's, it's about the story, it's about the experience, it's about the immersion of trying to be put into this character's shoes. Really good stuff. Apart from that, I played a little Overwatch this week just to kind of get my loot boxes, and that's regular for me though. Apart from that, I beat for the first time The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt.
Hey.
Yes. So that was pretty good, and I, before I had beaten it, I downloaded all the free DLC. I still have yet to get Hearts of Stone or Blood and Wine, but I did beat the full, the main game and start New
Sure.
Game Plus, and I started it on Blood and Broken Bones instead of the regular story and swords difficulty. And now I'm doing all my side quests, I'm doing all the Gwent card stuff, because, the first time I played through, it was like, when I was going through the main story, it's like, oh, Ciri's missing, I gotta find her, and it had this sense of urgency that makes you want to do more main quests, and honestly, that's kind of what I did my first playthrough, and it kind of helped me grasp an understanding of the game that wanted me to play through it again. And so
Yeah.
I've gotten to New Game Plus, and I'm loving it. Like, I'm actually reading every little text and going to every little question mark on the maps, and like really just experiencing it all over for the first time again, but with a whole new understanding. Kind of like, something along the lines of From Software games like Dark Souls. Like, you
Oh, sure.
play it for the first time and you don't know what's around the corner, but second time through, you know what you're in for, you know what you want
Yeah.
out of the experience, and that's exactly what's been happening to me for Witcher 3. It's awesome. Holy crap. Amazing game. I like the game even more the second time through because of that.
Yeah, I haven't actually started my New Game Plus yet. I picked up the game, so it came out when, like 2015, right?
Yeah, like May.
Yeah. And I want to say I picked it up about a year ago, maybe last summer on sale.
Right.
Played through the base game, and then I picked up the DLC close. I think it was the winter sale.
Okay.
Of like last year. And it, really took my time getting into it. Still haven't finished Blood and Wine, but I went through Hearts of Stone and really enjoyed that content. Lots of fun. Blood and Wine looks like there's so much to do, and different visual style.
Right.
Totally new environment.
Yeah.
It's all nice, happy looking.
Right? And like almost out of a, other open world RPG of any, the past 5 years or so, just a lot more luscious, whereas, the Witcher 3 setting of Temeria, Novigrad, Velen, it's all war-torn and,
a little
kind
more
of
bleak.
feels, exactly, bleak. Almost like what Game of Thrones did for fantasy with the show and the book series, making it, bringing it into a grounded reality. And I think The Witcher 3 does a really good job of that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, and it's so great. Blood and Wine. It's almost like hyper fairy tale.
Yeah,
the way
exactly.
that things are going on.
Exactly. That's how they flipped the expectation on the head.
Yeah. But yeah, I really enjoyed The Witcher 3 though. I mean, it was game of the year for almost every major reviewer and publisher.
Yeah.
And it I think it set a high watermark for RPGs.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Lots of categories that they got bonus points in. I mean, the storytelling was amazing.
Absolutely.
The graphics were beautiful. I mean, so on like on the onset, all the surface stuff, 10 out of 10. The combat, I think, is really fun. Lots of variety. It accommodates for a lot of different styles.
Yeah.
You've got different spells you can play with, and different armors and weapons you can tune. A little clunky sometimes, but good.
Yeah.
Once you get
Satisfying.
into it and it evolves past a certain point in the game, I think you kind of can get kind of great the knowledge.
Yes.
I agree.
You know?
Yeah.
It like at first it's a combat system that's so unique to these action open world RPGs where it's like, you have a flow, and understanding that flow makes you so much more of a threat in combat.
Yeah.
And that is kind of that's what Witchers do in combat. They use body movement and momentum and stuff in their swordplay and whatever style they're going with, whether it's super quick or regular speed or slow, heavy, strong attacks. They always have a sense of momentum under complete control, and that's how it kind of feels when you actually play it. And when it comes to The Witcher 3, like, one thing that I think is so unique is that how they merge the gameplay with the mentality. Like, you know, the combat, like I was just talking about, I think that's one example, but they also do that through, like, you know, the how to beat enemies. Like, you know, if you have a Witcher contract and you look up that creature in the bestiary, I don't know how to pronounce that.
Yeah.
But you look it up and you have to actually read it to figure out stuff about it, and then you're like, oh, okay, now I know how I can be more effective at facing this situation, and that's what Geralt has to do as a Witcher, and that just really builds a genuine connection that you feel as a player to the character you're controlling. It
Absolutely,
that's a level of design, like of game design, that I just think is, like you said, sets the bar. It kind of just sets the standard for these kinds of games.
But it goes to show what's possible when you merge different types of media together. You know, like the book world, especially one like that, a novel series.
Yeah.
With deep lore based in real Polish lore at that. So not only is it got the novel's lore, it's got the whole Polish lore behind it. So there's so much to pull from.
Sure.
So the way they incorporated that and took advantage of that the way they did, it's incredible, man. And I wonder what it's like as somebody from Poland. You know what I mean? Like all this stuff you grew up hearing these stories probably here and there. And now you got this game that represents all of that. That'd be freaking cool. But the way they did that, and the way the characters and the options that you have, you know what I mean, going through it. That's why I asked you the other day, did you get everybody in on your last mission? Did everybody come help you?
Not everyone, but almost everyone. Almost. So it was all good.
Gosh, but it's cool that you can do that and the choices you can make socially that will affect the end game, the mid game. There's a whole bunch of stuff that it affects.
Yeah.
Well, and that's what encourages, you know, those extra playthroughs and gives it such replayability. Those choices have actual consequences, and I think that's something the game nailed, and something a lot of other RPGs miss. The choices you make don't always have effectual consequences.
Yeah.
You know, like you can not just, you know, saving a character's life, but the way things come into play, you know, and the decisions you make, I don't know, really affect the outcomes and situations, and there's give you advantages in certain situations, and I don't know, a lot of things to explore.
You could really mess up. I read on some of the things that could happen on different decisions, but even this is the only game I've had the option where it's part of it, not the option, but where it's part of it where like romance is a part of it, and which character and developing it between whichever character you choose.
Right.
I never care about that in video games. Mass Effect is a game where that's always been a part of it.
Right.
I just feel like it was kind of arbitrary. Like they just threw it in just to say we did it. Kind of seemed progressive because you can go however way you want, you know, same sex, heterosexual, whatever. Right. So I feel like they just did it to kind of generate headlines because you always heard about it, you know, in that game.
I mean, I see what you're saying. I don't know if I feel that way though. I feel like the way The Witcher approached it, some people I guess you can categorize it as gratuitous, but I think it served the plot and the plot in air quotes. I don't know. But I don't know. It fit into the story in certain situations, and I don't know. I don't know what the books are like or what the lore is like, but it didn't seem to me like it was too out of place. I mean, you have games like GTA where that's a huge thing.
No, this game it wasn't out of place. Is what I'm saying. Oh, Mass Effect it felt kind of like forced into me.
Sure, okay.
Like, why am I even gonna waste time with this? It doesn't feel like it affects anything. It just feels like something you can do.
Yeah. No, okay. I agree.
Whereas in The Witcher, it has real effects on the outcome.
No, okay, then we're on the same page.
Yeah, exactly.
I agree with you in The Witcher. In Mass Effect, it's just like, I'm banging aliens. Like
it almost seems, as much as I love Mass Effect, especially the first trilogy, it seemed almost every time a release came out, there was a news story about the romance or the sex scenes that would be in it or whatever. And it seemed like that was their whole point, to get people talking about it, get news reports about Mass Effect, put some sex in the game. That'll do it.
You know what's funny
You can
is
fuck whoever you want. Alien, I don't care.
I have a roommate who he only plays a game so he can do that. Like,
You just counted my whole point.
yeah, exactly. I have a roommate who just does that. Like he's closer to your age, Kevin, and he just he only played Dragon Age Inquisition through as an example to hook up with the character that he wanted to, and he only wants to play The Witcher 3 to hook up with one of the 3 or 4 girls that you can get with. And
That's hilarious. Wow.
What other games does he play?
well, he played Final Fantasy 15. Like he wanted to go halvesies on it, and then he just ended up buying the game on my PlayStation and got me all the trophies and stuff. So I was alright with that.
They announced the PC release
Yeah,
for that.
yeah, I'm excited.
I'm thinking about trading in the PS4 copy to get the PC one, because PS4 one's cool, but they've had problems making it, taking advantage of the Pro, making it 4K or
They
all
have
that.
mod support as well, and they've
God.
been saying the developers I guess they said that it's going to be like the definitive version of the game.
Oh,
Nice.
fuck. That'll be
Alright.
fun. Yeah, man, keep this Witcher centric when it comes to
Sure.
RPGs. One thing I want to say about The Witcher that I've already seen in the couple of years that it's been out is its influence. And I know you've played it. I don't know how much you have, but Horizon Zero Dawn to me feels like
Yeah.
a direct descendant of The Witcher. It does its own thing and does it very well,
Yeah.
but The Witcher's DNA is definitely in that game
Yeah.
in
Honestly,
the best possible way.
I really do kind of feel the exact same way about Breath of the Wild, the new Zelda for the Switch
Oh,
and
yeah?
the Wii U.
Yeah.
Like, I remember, God, ever since 2011 when Skyward Sword came out, ever since then I've just been kind of hounding like, okay, when's the real next open world Zelda game?
Yeah.
When is that coming out? And I hounded news on that game, which ended up being Breath of the Wild for 6 years. Like, I was so
Oh,
man.
excited for this game. So I knew everything there was to know about it from its, inception to, I read every article on every site, on every forum. Point is, one of those things that I had found out was that the main director of the game, I cannot pronounce his name because I can't remember it. If I could remember, whatever. But anyway, he admitted to playing The Witcher 3 and Eiji Aonuma, he admitted to playing The Witcher 3 and Skyrim also as examples to kind of refer to for other open world games, but I
Yeah.
definitely saw the DNA of The Witcher 3 in Zelda and Horizon Zero Dawn. So we can all agree that The Witcher 3 has definitely it's definitely imprinted its own DNA into the gaming industry, and a lot of people who are making games nowadays are kind of looking to The Witcher 3 in this generation as an example of what to do in certain situations.
Absolutely.
And one of the ways that I think, that I hope that more game developers are going to be doing that is with the mini games that are within the games that, have open worlds that give you the option to play these games in such a way that The Witcher does with Gwent.
Yes.
Because oh man, I love Gwent.
Yeah.
Kevin, I know you love Gwent. You can't
Definitely.
go wrong. You were saying that the new one, the standalone game is really good.
Yeah, so they've got the open beta going on right now. I was actually part of the closed beta for a little bit, played an hour or so, and then just kind of set it on the back burner for a while. But the open beta is going really well. They do a really good job of maintaining the spirit of Gwent as it is in The Witcher 3,
Right.
while improving it enough to make it its own standalone game.
Okay. That's good to hear.
Yeah, there's a lot of new layers of strategy, and it's a lot of fun to play. And I can see it doing really well. I definitely enjoyed it a lot, and I got really hooked into Gwent in Witcher 3. I mean, when I discovered it and got good at it, that was all I did for hours until I exhausted all the new Gwent cards.
Exactly. Same exact thing happened to me. A little late in game,
Yeah.
but that's what my new game plus has been for a lot of is Gwent. Buying every card that I can, playing every merchant, noteworthy player in the specific region that I'm playing. love it, and I really do hope that more games in the future that are going to go with an open world build, they try and make games that are within that universe that the characters play, and that's one thing that I just really liked about The Witcher 3 was the character. It was just so character focused. You learn to love Geralt. You learn to, hate or love Yennefer or Triss or, Ciri or whoever. I mean, I got with Yennefer in my playthrough, and then I was like, oh, she's crazy. Whoops.
Yeah, she is. I think that's the way it goes in the book. So, you know what I mean? So I feel like I heard it's interesting when you make other choices than these. They kind of had take liberty to kind of tell the story of that.
Right.
How.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You always talking about Gwent. I totally skipped over that. I couldn't abandon my witching. I didn't have time for games. You know what I'm saying? I got
exactly.
saved.
You were
serious.
trying to.
You want to play cards right now? What's wrong with you?
Nevertheless, we're gonna have to get you in on the Gwent scene. You will understand the love that Geralt has for Gwent. He's
better love that shit if he's taking time during this crucial moment.
Exactly. He's trying to find Ciri, and he's willing to set aside time to play cards. It better be a great game, which we can assure you it is.
I'll do it on my new Game Plus.
Excellent.
I'm tempted to start it again, but I'm already into the DLC, so I don't want to.
Yeah, we'll stream for the Gwent sessions and, document your experience becoming an avid Gwent expert. Yeah.
We'll see. If you guys get me into a card game, you'll be doing something that's never been done. I'm not a card guy.
Yeah.
I'm open-minded. I'll check it out.
All right.
Check it out.
If it's for The Witcher, excellent. All right. So, Adam, what is something that also stood out to you about The Witcher 3?
I think the main thing for me that blew me away about the is just the design of the world, how lush it is.
Yeah.
Just how everything's like the lighting, the wind, the weather changes, the dynamic environment that they've simulated in the game is incredible. The mountains, the different regions. Skellige has its own aesthetic that's really cool, and you feel like it's more crisp and cold there. When you're playing it. You can go sail to different islands and check out these little different cities and towns that are everywhere on the map. Unbelievable. And every little town has a quest board in it where you can go take contracts, and it's just crazy. You can do shit in that world forever. And the fact that they made it so lush and beautiful to move in makes you want to stay in there. I have saved on my profile in there of just like, oh my god, look at the sunset from this location. I'm saving this so I can come back here again and experience this later.
I had a lot of those in Skyrim, but Witcher 3 inspires that on a whole nother level.
Oh man, and the sunsets, the colors on something like they capture that like golden hour kind of lighting.
Yes. Oh my god.
They capture that in that game somehow.
So well. I mean, it was so organic and like when I say it has atmosphere, I mean it really had atmosphere. Like the air felt thick and you could feel the breeze and it felt like you were occupying that world. I don't know. Really, really well built and natural landscapes, and everything just flowed. It didn't feel engineered. The cities also were so vibrant and huge.
Novograd is impressive.
Yeah, Novograd's crazy.
Toussaint, the city, I can't remember the name off the top of my head right now.
Oh, yeah.
But that city's way bigger than
it's
crazy. Impressive.
I can only imagine. I'm excited for that.
Yeah. You'll love it.
Yeah. And the fact that they added a whole other region that's that. Right. And that different from what you see in the base game, it totally switches it up.
Right.
It's like going to the south of France is I think what they said their inspiration for, and it shows. It's cool. I mean, I think that's one of the impacts it's gonna have. It set a new mark for building a great open world.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really does think outside the box as far as, I mean, we all love our good Bethesda games. I love Skyrim, I love Oblivion, I love Fallout, but they are they're the Marvel movies of open world RPGs, as it were. So
That's a pretty good analogy. You know?
thank you. Yeah, I kind of had to think of that on the spot, but that's
Yeah,
kind of how I
yeah,
feel about it.
yeah.
So, it's nice to see other companies, other developers, as it were, kind of thinking outside the box as compared to what we've come to expect as a gaming audience that likes these kinds of games.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, it's interesting. I feel open world gaming used to be like the biggest selling point. Like, oh man, this game has an open world, and now you get these games that are like, a mile wide but like an inch deep.
Yeah.
And they're just like painted with false surfaces, and just doesn't like it doesn't. You can't really explore the nooks and crannies of the game and like get content out of it. Or experiences, and like The Witcher is set up so well in the way you move through the environment, and you can go through and plot out different things to explore on the map and go directly to points, or you can just ride along the road and experience things, and I don't know, open world, but I feel like open world games did get stale for a while, and The Witcher 3 brought it back in a good way.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
It said,
Yeah.
This is how you do it. I mean, not only do we have obviously the technology to make open worlds, but now we've started to learn how to realize what else we can do with that.
Right.
How to really, I love the open world for Dark Souls 1. I think that's like the marvel of three-dimensional game, level design, and I'm probably gonna go into
100%.
that on my own video at some point. But yeah, really, that really, as a game, opened up my eyes as to what, can be, or, it's not exactly open world, but it definitely feels like it because of the amount of ways you can go, how it all comes together as one whole picture. It's beautiful. I love the overworld of Dark Souls 1. I'm just gonna end it.
I agree 100%.
Yeah. The Witcher 3, I'm really excited to play the DLC. Onto that, probably gonna have our own DLC specific discussion at some point down the line once we all have completed the DLC. Obviously we're a little behind since this game came out in 2015, but hey, more time that passes, the more people that can get into that game, because holy crap, what a game. Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
or if anything will surpass it,
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, I'm excited to see what they have in store with Cyberpunk 2077.
Absolutely. I had heard that one of the people at that studio were just talking about how it's going to be like way bigger than The Witcher 3 or something like that.
Yeah.
Damn.
That excites me. If
right?
they're the ones who made that, and
Yeah.
if they're saying that it's going to be way bigger than The Witcher 3, holy crap, that is exciting.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome. And I mean, what was the name of this demo on VR that you guys were playing that was like Blade Runner sort of?
Air Car.
Air Car. Okay, so I mean, I'm a sucker for that, sci-fi noir type, type of stuff. So that's gonna be interesting to see from CD Projekt Red, all developers.
Yeah.
But
I'm really excited to see how depth,
yeah,
Techno Witcher. I hope that's all. Even if that's all it is, I'm happy. Cyber Witcher, whatever you want to call that shit.
right.
Yeah.
I would take that, but I know it's gonna be a lot more.
Yeah. Whatever they got, I'm willing to play it.
Exactly.
Exactly.
After making that, yeah, you kind of just set yourselves up as like,
It's like the new
Kinda.
BioWare after BioWare fell off.
Yeah.
This Mass Effect.
Yeah.
You guys are what everyone had them pegged as before this.
Yep.
Now.
So we'll see what we do with that. But yeah, is there anything else that you guys wanted to throw in, thoughts for the week as we close the Witcher 3 discussion?
Well, speaking of threes, I don't know if you guys saw the news or read the post rather, but the former head writer from Valve who wrote Half-Life and Half-Life 2,
Right.
he released what is ostensibly what would have been the plot for Half-Life Episode 3, which may or may not have been Half-Life 3 and turned into Half-Life 3. Who knows? I mean, there's so much to speculate on there, but
Right.
But basically, he released a short summation, and he interposed the names of the characters to kind of clear himself of any potential legal drama or copyright issues.
Yeah.
But the speculation though is that the NDA has passed, so he might as well just put it out there to put it to rest, so to speak, is what people are thinking.
Oh boy.
So people are kind of just assuming that Half-Life 3 or Half-Life Episode 3, Half-Life 2 Episode 3, whatever, that it's all dead. So I don't know. It's a sad day. There's been a lot of I don't know how to phrase it, but just a lot of lost hope, I guess. Because Half-Life 3 has just kind of been that joke for a long time, you know?
Yeah.
And everybody, I feel, has had that sense of hope, though, that, yeah, one day it will come, and I feel like this is the final death knell, though. Like, that it's not. But we'll see. Maybe something will happen.
Right. Exactly.
I think something's gotta happen.
Yeah.
Nobody's dumb enough to leave that just sitting on the table monitoring.
Well, I mean, yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah, it would be huge. Everybody would buy it, but there's such a high bar for that. Like the hype behind Half-Life 3 is immeasurable. And Valve, they've gotten into just selling games now. You know, they get 30% of like any game sold on Steam.
Right.
So they just sell other people's games, and they announced a new game that they're coming out with, but it's a trading card game for Dota 2.
That's not.
So,
Yeah.
got a question for you.
Yeah.
How much do they get? Vive.
Vive, like the piece of hardware?
Yeah.
I don't think they
were
make
part of-
anything, actually.
I thought they were like partnership with them as far as development.
Well, so they do all the Steam VR, and HTC manufactures the headsets, and I know Valve licenses the Steam VR technology. So whatever they're getting paid for the license of that technology, I think that's all they're getting paid from that end of it. But I think HTC is getting all the headset money.
Okay.
And Steam is just getting the software. But I could be wrong on that. I don't know.
My thinking was, if they do get a piece of it, it's half pipe dream, half thinking. What if they did like a Half-Life VR experience and then released it conventionally, kind of like
Side by side,
Valkyrie
yeah. Why
did?
not?
You know, like, but what if it was hyped initially for a period of time, VR exclusive, like coincide with the price drop? Like,
I feel like that would piss so many people off if it was VR exclusive for any moment of time, even if it was for like an hour. It's like, no, this is Half-Life 3. You know, I see where,
that would be.
I think a lot of people though did kind of expect, like with VR and with Valve being behind this first generation of headset, you know, that they would drop, you know, a huge first party title like that, but they haven't really dropped anything yet. But they have said that they have 3 VR games in the works, first party titles. So they haven't said what they are yet. I kind of speculated that the card game, which is called Artifact, I think, that may have a VR component to it, because they've experimented with viewing Dota 2 games in Steam VR.
Right.
So it seems like a logical point for them to move in that direction. But I don't know. We'll see.
How crazy would that be? Realistic or not, if they came out.
Right. I would love it.
Bro,
I would definitely be down for that. Like,
I don't think people would get mad. If it were me, my response would be, how do I get a headset?
Right.
You know?
yeah.
Well, we got Half-Life 2, the unofficial official VR mod.
Ooh.
It's like Steam greenlit.
Okay.
Oh.
And it's legit. It's gonna be cool. One of the moderators of the Oculus Rift subreddit, Wormslayer is his username. He's the kind of leading the project, and they're, you know, soon, TM, it's coming. But I have faith in them. It was one of the biggest demos, or like killer demos back in the day. The mod worked really well with the DK2, I guess, but it doesn't work with current run times with motion controls. So they're getting it fine-tuned and are working it, and it is gonna be something else. I cannot wait.
Ant lions in VR?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, honestly, if they do, God forbid, they do Half-Life 3 or Half-Life 2 Episode 3, I don't need it to be a VR exclusive, but if they did release a VR-like capability with it and re-release every Half-Life before it with VR and updated graphics and stuff, like, oh my God, that would sell so many headsets.
Yeah, I think it would. Yeah,
Holy shit. Like, even if it wasn't
amazing.
exclusive and you could just get it for your PC or laptop or whatever and still have Half-Life 3, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
That being said, you know, I'm not Valve, I'm not Gabe Newell, you know, I don't know what to do with that amount of money, but or that amount of hype, like you're saying, immeasurable. Just like, there is no other video game that could be announced at this point, especially now that Beyond Good and Evil 2's been announced and Metroid Prime 4's been announced. Like, even if those hadn't been announced yet, Half-Life 3 would still be the one that everyone would shit bricks over.
This is right up there with the Final Fantasy VII remake finally getting announced a couple years. Like, how long did people wait for that? Like, just fucking do it! They said it for years, like a whole game, a whole generation. Because they had that demo for the PS3, and they're like,
I remember that.
How in the fuck are you gonna show me this and not have a game? You know? I feel like it's kind of the same shit. That's the only thing I can think of that compares to that nostalgia connected to like, fuck, on this. Like, just make the game. Just make the game. You know, put the team together.
People want it.
And make your money. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't care if it's VR or not. Like, you can't leave that shit sitting.
No.
Half-Life.
It's half.
Yeah. But, I don't know. I guess all we can do is wait and hope and see as fans and hope they fulfill our wishes, right?
Yeah.
Hey, Mayweather-McGregor happened earlier tonight. Fucking anything can happen. If you would have asked me a year ago if that was possible, I would be like, fuck no. Half-Life 3 will come before that. That's probably the response. So, we'll see. I'm holding out hope.
We all are. So, looking forward to Half-Life 3. Thank you all for listening in on our Witcher 3 conversation with the Saturday Night Shoot the Shit podcast. I'm Zach.